All right, so it's midnight 30, and I'm still here on the VIP client that Wizards of the Coast let me get onto for the Theros Beyond Death pre-release event, and I wanted to play another deck here. Really excited to try it out. Sultai Hydras is what we're going to be doing today, and I'm going to be trying to stay as sane as possible, even though I'm exhausted. But maybe it'll just be more fun because of it. We'll see. Anyway, so Hydra's got three new pieces that are very interesting to me, and they add a lot to this deck, and Hydras are just one that I really like to play in general. And so we have Hydras, we're gonna play them, and so that's how it goes. Anyway, so Palukranos, Unchained, Iron Scale, Hydra, and Hydra's Growth are the three cards that are really added to this. Also, Stillbane Hydra got better because of all the enchantments in the format. Especially right now during like the early games, it might be even better because it's just 3 mana destroy target enchantment. You can't destroy gods, but there are a lot of other enchantments that you can just straight up destroy. So it is definitely worth playing this, maybe even outside of Hydra decks. You know, like it is actually a pretty good card. The hard part before was just there weren't enough, things to be removing, and it was kind of a harder piece to play. But in Hydras, when you have things like Garagos, when you have a bunch of ramp like we do, it's really good. So let's go ahead and go into the three cards that are extra. The other ones I won't dive into too much. But Palukranos Unchained, 4 mana cost, enters battlefield with 6+1/+1 counters onto it, 4 mana 6/6, and then it escapes with 12+1 counters onto it. And if damage would be dealt to Palukranos while it has a counter on it, prevent that damage and remove that many counters from it. I'm just using counters instead of +1/+1 because I always just mix that up. Anyway, and then you can pay 3 to have it fight another target creature. So honestly, I don't love just like whenever any damage would be dealt to it, you remove a counter from it. It's almost the exact opposite of what this Iron Scale Hydra is. It's kind of like the exact opposite, so it's a little bit weird. But you can escape it, play it over and over again. You have to exile 6 cards from a graveyard. That is a little bit difficult for us to do in our deck at times, but it still is relevant for late game. But being able to bring it out for 12 as a 12/12 is pretty cool. The other side of it is just that we have 6 counters onto this guy for 4 mana. That is really, really cool. And Hydra's Growth makes that pretty fun. So we only have 2 copies in here because it is a big, like, if people kill the creature as you're putting an aura onto it, it's such a big blowout that it's hard to really make this work. But we have lots of counters in this deck, and so this, when it enters the battlefield, they put a counter onto an enchanted creature, and then at the beginning of your upkeep, double the number of counters on enchanted creature. So if we have 6 onto Palukranos, we put Hydra's Growth onto it, we get 7. Immediately on the next turn, we have 14 counters onto it. Now, Palukranos, again, isn't the best person to put it on. You can just pay 3 and fight any creature, which is really, really useful. We use that with Nissa's mana a lot to just be able to fight a couple creatures, clear the way for all of our creatures, or all of our Hydras that don't have a trample to get through. So it is useful on Palukranos, but it's best to put it onto like a Voracious Hydra, onto one of the ones that do have trample. And then just kind of swing in, win the game, and that's kind of what we're trying to do here. Iron Scale Hydra, kind of the almost exact opposite of Palukranos. It's kind of weird. You don't get to fight. That is the biggest downside of it versus Palukranos. But if a creature would deal combat damage to Iron Scale Hydra, prevent that damage and put a counter onto it. So anytime you go into a combat damage type situation, he's going to come out ahead. Either they're going to make him bigger, so they're going to want to let him through, or if he's back on defense, he can block a 15/15 thing and prevent all the damage that would be dealt to him. I'm not sure exactly how the prevent the damage works with trample. Because it does prevent the damage dealt to him, and so all excess might go through him. So that's just a thing to remember. That I'm trying to remember how preventing actually works, because I know with protection, I think it kind of prevents the damage from being dealt to them, and all the trample damage goes through because all excess still goes through. So just a heads up there, but otherwise, this deck is really fun. Let's go ahead and get into the gameplay, see how it does for us, and wish me luck. Before we jump into the gameplay, a quick thanks to Fusion Gaming for sponsoring this video. Be sure to head over to FusionGamingOnline.com for all your Magic the Gathering needs. Check the link in the description below. You know what I'm really happy for? I'm happy for other crazy people like EC John that will play this late into the night Kiora. We're on the play, so this is better. Turn 3 play is a lot better on the play than it is on the draw. I have discovered this. My brilliant mind. All right. Sorry, guys. It's gonna be one of those days. Yeah, we actually do want lands here. We want to get to like 5 or 6 lands so that we can get to Gyarados as quick as possible, and then after that we can start just trying to go for. I mean, after that point, we tend to win, unless people are doing more crazy things than we are. Which more crazy things are just not allowed. All right. All right, go Kiora. Got some more rampage. Pass the turn. We lost the Goosey, but that's fine. It's fine. I wonder if this is like a Wilderness Reclamation deck. I'm going to go with Iron Skill Hydra. Hopefully we'll at least draw a card here. Even if it does get removed pretty quickly. It is 5 toughness, which gets away from a lot of the red removal spells that they may have. We have Gyarados on the next turn now, which means Hydra Crisis will be massive. That's bad, though. Ooh. That's so good. Alright.
Let's get moving.
I should do that after I swing in, but here it goes. Draw another card. We really need to find a way to give these guys haste. Maybe like splashing red for Perforos just for that would be pretty okay. The issue is all of the 0 power creatures at base are not very good. Whoa, opponent just scoops it up. I don't know why, but every time I see Wilderness Reclamation come down, I'm like, nah, we're probably done for. I guess I probably could have gone for like Stillbane Hydra and killed it. I was also expecting that to get countered, but we're gonna take it. Oh yeah. So my wife got me one of these like head scratchers for Christmas, and I love it. Man, Hydras are really weird because they're. If you play them for 1, it's kind of weird. Let's mulligan. Let's try to actually get a better hand. That's a better hand. Drop Hydra. Yeah, pass turn. I want to try to get to this Nissa if we can. Nissa turns our deck on. And I have a feeling we're going to run to more Hydras at some point. The Birth of Meletis. I'm a big fan of this card. I do wish it grabbed any basic land, but I understand why it doesn't. Still, super cool. All right, we're going to have a pretty fast Nissa here. We also just have Palukranos, actually. More Voracious Hydra. I think killing Charming Prince doesn't do enough for us with a wall there, though. Yeah, I do think the Palukranos, though, will be pretty good. Pass the turn. Oh, by the way, I like to pronounce things incorrectly on purpose, and then sometimes not on purpose. But if it bothers you, I'm sorry. I don't have any like filter now that it's, you know, 12:40 in the morning, and I've been working all day. All right, down to 18. Let's bring out the Nis. He already got rid of 1 Planeswalker removal spell, so that's pretty nice. Hopefully it's enough. And we get another Druidly out of here. That's another thing too. Our mana base is actually pretty fun with this. Oh, I guess we can attack in. They got a blocker. We have basically forests. Most of the dual lands. We don't have all the temples, but for the different colors, like 1 Watery Grave, and then we have 4 Gilded Goose and 4 Paradise Druids in this deck, and having the multicoloredness of these is actually pretty solid. No blocks. Ah, man, that's a really annoying thing. Idyllic Tutor finds Hathrios. Oh no. Oh, that's so bad for us.
Bet you've never been hugged by a kraken before.
You've never been hugged by a kraken before. Wow. I forgot how weird that is.
Nature flows with vigor.
Let's just make a massive Hydra. Why don't we? The nice thing about these X Hydras is if Theros does steal them, we're kind of okay with it.
Rise, my elemental friend.
I could also just kill this. But let's get rid of Charming Prince. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I did my math wrong. Oh, I did it right. I forgot how I counted it. All right. Draw a card. Fight you. We don't get to swing in here. They do get to rebuild and stuff, but it'll be fine. That's the turn. If they do board wipe us, Palukranos comes closer to you know, the douche stuff. So I need to not overcommit to the board now. Puts a coin on another target creature. So this is how Theros works. Theros is actually one that I feel like a lot of people haven't put in as much. Ooh, I hadn't thought about putting on forests and stuff. It only goes on creatures, which is at least helpful. But at the beginning of your end step, or so yeah, put a coin onto it. Whenever a creature with a coin counter on it dies or is put into exile, return that creature to the battlefield under your control, so under his control. So now if my forest dies, it goes under his control, which is not fun. Man, if I want to be playing stuff, I mean, I'm drawing cards off of it, so let's go ahead and do it. And we're going to get in for as big of a hit as we can, basically.
The land shall conquer you.
Like, so we're kind of redrawing every time we do it, but if there is a big board wipe, it's really bad for us. If they don't have it this next turn, we kill them. Pass the turn. Need a way to get this Bioessence Hydra haste. We actually don't have other colors. Oh man, this could be bad. All right, they don't. Oh man, okay. They didn't have a board wipe. We got very lucky. This prevents all damage, so any death touch, any lifelink that would happen to it doesn't happen to it. So that's nice. Now that we know there's nothing else going on, nothing fishy, we swing on in.
Nature's true power.
And that should be game. I definitely overcommitted. I probably shouldn't have ticked up on another forest. Like, I probably should have ticked up and, like, not target anything, because we were dead without lands. But that should do it. Alrighty. That was fun. Alright, up against Miss Ruby Rogue. Bring it on. And yeah, pretty good stuff right here. We have the ramp. We have good things to get into. We will keep. See what we're up against. Well, I like these card backs. I didn't even go back and look at the card sleeves. Actually, that's not true. I've not been able to find many for the new stuff. Maybe they already gave it to us. But I do like some of the new card sleeves and things that people have. Temple of Abandon. All right, so Gruul. Honestly, I think that Gruul Devotion with Clothis, whatever her name is, and Palukranos, and all these names are killing me right now. I don't know any of them. Anyway, there's some pretty cool stuff out there. That's what I'm trying to say. Alright, Paradise Druid. That's the turn. All the ramp. Next turn. I'm not going to go for the Hydra. If this is just an elemental deck, I'm going to be kind of disappointed, honestly. This is like in the VIP thing. This is the time to be doing cool things. Not lame things. So I can fight creatures with this later. I'm going to wait with Voracious Hydra because I want to for sure kill a Risen Reef when it comes out. This should do pretty good as removal for a lot of their stuff, though. Just anytime I get to kill ya. And it's instant speed. Alright, so they do bring out Risen Reef. They have 2 more mana. My wife just texted me. Keep going, love. Yeah, I'm up late. It's probably about time to start heading into bed. All right, so I can fight 2 things here. All right, so I should attack first. I think I'm gonna fight kind of no matter what. If not, actually, I'll probably create a food token. So swing in. I actually want an opponent to block here. That'd be pretty sweet. They know that I'll be getting in for 4 damage. I should have swung in first anyway. So they let 4 damage through. Pass the turn, do it at instant speed. I mean, we can hopefully just get like another Risen Reef. Yeah, okay. Other elementals have trample. Okay. If they just swing in with this, that's fine. We can also bring in Voracious Hydra next turn. Create some more food tokens, try to gain some life. I might like block with Paradise Druid. Can also kill this guy. All right, Forest. So we have 5, 7 mana. I can create a 5/6, kill the Crasher. We do have to deal with this flyer at some point, but I think we can deal with this. So, or 5, yeah. I guess that probably wasn't the best one to kill because we could have blocked that with any of our guys as well. I'll go ahead and attack. Blocks there, interesting. They lost power from these guys by doing that. Also, the ramp. Scampering Scorcher is annoying. Glad there's no Risen Reef. Unless they're like holding onto Risen Reef in hand and they're like, ah, doofus. Tectonic Giant. Oh man. I forgot this is an elemental as well. Okay, this is an insane card. We actually are in a lot of trouble now. Becomes a target of a spell an opponent controls. So not an ability, just a spell. Okay, that helps a lot. I don't think I can afford to pay for this. We do get 1 extra life, and so all right, let's go for it. All right, so pay for it. X6. Up to 9. No attacks past the turn. They go pretty wide. Yargos is pretty interesting the way it reads here as well. Sorry, I was just reading that to myself. I should probably be talking to you all. Anyway, whenever you cast a creature... Oh no, we're like dead. I think that kills us because Tectonic Giant can kill us. So if they do damage to our face, they just straight up win. If they don't... Okay, yeah. Down to 2, Tectonic Giant kills us when it swings in. Anyway, this, whenever a creature you control becomes target of a spell, it gets to fight any creature you don't control. I thought it was just like... it's actually really powerful. I like Yargos, but... Elementals did get better with the Giant. That is for sure. It is a little bit weird that that's the only thing. I guess they also had, like, the other Flash Giant, but I don't think that one's nearly as good. Here we go again. Dr. Kirei, bring it on. Doctor. Alright, I've got him looking this way. It's a little bit too expansive for me. It's too expansive. Alright, here we go. This is good. Keep this, drop that. Bioessence Hydra is one of my favorite cards of all time. But this deck isn't necessarily built around it. It's just an extra Hydra. We have 1 of it. We do have Cura and Nissa, which are great with it, but we don't have them in our hand. Yeah, drop Iron Skill Hydra. Voracious Hydras are just better. Ramp is even gooder. I'm sorry, guys. I shouldn't be talking that poorly. I really do know how to talk better than that. Totally know the way to speak better. It's just... Okay, I'm done. Gabrielle! No!
The mask here is scary. Empty your mind.
Just rude. I really need to hold on to lands. Like, getting to 3 or 4 lands just in case they have board wipes or something is important. Yeah, drop a Voracious Hydra. Swing at him. Pass the turn. Kroxa will be annoying as well. We will drop the land this time. Yeah, so Kroxa number dos comes out. We will discard a land. We will do this. And we'll put this for 3. Need to get it out while we can. Double those counters up. Dude, it's so good. We have a 6/7. Which blocks these guys, by the way. Brilliant. Thought of that myself. I don't think they have enough stuff in the graveyard, actually. What? Are you kidding me? Dude, I wish I had that kind of luck. I'm just saying. And like, I love how he kind of slow rolled it there for a while. Should I? I don't know. Should I? Okay. Please make me discard. Do it. Dare you. Each player discards. It actually might be worthwhile if they can fill up their graveyard enough for Kroxa to come back. There are things I need that for, so let's go ahead and keep it. Swing in. We're racing. We're losing the race, but we're racing. Murderous Rider. We're not racing no more. Gain some life back here. Come on, you know you want to let me draw a card. Palukranos. They'll probably make me sacrifice this. I think that's a worthy trade to get rid of the Murderous Rider. So we need to top deck something again. And then survive a couple more turns. In fact, although when it dies, Murderous Rider doesn't really fill the graveyard for them. They probably wish it would here. That would give them something to do. Actually, not this turn. Yep. Yep. If we hit a land, we can bring it back. There is that. Another thing to sacrifice. We hit a land, we can bring it back. Yay! We had exactly enough. That's pretty cool. Okay, exactly and one. Well, we brought back a Palukranos. It is just going to get sacrificed here. Man, Wrinkle is annoying. And you would think that Hydras like this would have reach. I'm just saying. You would think. Of all the other things that have reach, Hydras ought to be one of them. Especially the ones that don't have trample. Just saying. So this does reduce the cost for the escape as well, which is nice. All right, down to 5. Makes a sacrifice, puts it into the graveyard, and plays another Wrinkle. Nice. Probably could have just swung in with both. Done the damage and then sacrificed one of those. Like, that probably would have been better. But that'll kill us. Alright, good game.
Seek shelter in my stewardship.
Can't use one of theirs.
Be wary of the ground you walk on.
I wanted to tap it for mana. Alright. Yep. That'll do it. Oh man, alright. Well, that deck is good. Ours ran really clunkily on that game, and I think that I'm past the point of no return, so we're gonna call it quits here. And go to the wrap up with this one. I do think Hydras have a chance. Honestly, Palukranos is weaker than I thought it would be. At the same I don't know, it was good in the elemental stack where like you had it out, you have mana on the next turn. But the issue is that you kind of have to play Palukranos like it's a 4-mana do nothing that you hope survives, and later turns you can do stuff with it, but you have to spend mana on it. It does give value of just being a 4-mana 6/6. There is that for sure. There's just such good removal in the format right now that it's really difficult to make it work. And the fact that our 4-mana 6/6 becomes a 2/2 after a turn or two is actually pretty weak, in my opinion. Yeah, so I don't know. I'm in between whether or not I actually like Palukranos. It did fit that 4-drop slot, and I kind of wish there was a bit more. I mean, everything is kind of in the 4-drop slot, I guess, or higher. So yeah, anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please leave a like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks so much, and bye-bye.